Post Digital Life Hack, we're going to be giving you a can't miss call from the Kim Komando Show that just lit up our weekends. Ever wonder why the ads that you see when you're watching a show seem to know the political party that you support, the sneakers you wear, or the food that you feed your pet? The answer? You're being tracked. The Amazon Fire TV Stick, Roku, and the rest are great options when you've cut the cable. They're cheap, too. The trade-off? These streaming companies track what you watch, for how long, and what you look up. And then they sell all your data to who knows who. Here's what you can do. Nose around in your device's privacy settings. The option that lets the streaming company track you is often called app usage data, limit ad tracking, or simply tracking data. Other times, these companies come up with clever names like interactive advertisings. Turn that off. And guess what? Your TV is doing the same thing. So dig in your settings to turn that tracking off too. You can start the new year off with a brand new iPhone 15 valued at $800. You can enter to win right now at komando.com/win. Okay, as promised, here's a standout call for my show. Ron in Pensacola, Florida. Hi there, Ron.
Hi there. I am organizing an 8th grade class reunion for St. Michael's Elementary. Mm-hmm. Can't believe it's been half a century, but it has, the class of 1973. And my question has to do with how to track down people that you have not had any contact with for half a century.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking that Kim Komando probably has an idea or two about this.
Well, I do. And don't worry, you're going to be the best looking guy there. I just know it.
I hope so.
I mean, everybody else, you're going to look at everybody else and go, God, dang, they look old. Not you, Ron.
Well, the funny thing is, Kim, I don't even care, you know.
That's the best attitude there is. All right. Have you started at least or no?
I have. Actually, I've been able to contact some of the people stayed local, and so I'm about halfway there. There were 30 of us, and I have contacted about 15 just by basically networking with people.
Well, you know, what you want to do is you want to set up a private Facebook group for the reunion. Everybody's on Facebook. Okay, then you invite the classmates, and then you can also ask them to maybe if they can do some outreach. If there are some names, you can try LinkedIn. You could also obviously just do a Google search for their names. There's also classmates.com. There's alumni sites. But I'll tell you about a website. And what I'm going to do is, have you heard about Family Tree now?
I have not.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. We're going to play a little game, Ron, okay? I want you to go to familytreenow.com, and I'm going to put you on hold, and I want you to look yourself up, okay? And do you have anybody else who you need to find? You have their names, obviously, right?
I do. I just have their names.
Okay, so I want you to go to familytreenow.com, type in your name, and I'm going to come back to you in like 2-3 minutes. We're going to talk about what you found about you and see if you can find somebody else. Now, be careful where you click because they're going to say, click this ad or, try to go to the next level. Don't do any of that. Just pay attention. So, again, Family Tree Now. See what you can find on you. See if you can find somebody, and I'm going to go right back to you, okay? I'm going to put you on hold. Okay, so, Ron, what'd you find?
Well, I initially didn't find myself, but I kept adding criteria, and eventually I found my wife.
Excellent.
Interestingly, yeah.
So this is a website that collects a lot of personal data under the guise of becoming a genealogical site. Now, I'm not a fan of the site because I think it gives out too much information, meaning that you might see like your wife and then you might see your kids, you might see aunts, uncles, ages, cell phone numbers, landlines, email addresses, everything out there. And what happens with these sites is they pop up, and there may be some ads that will lead you to a pay site.
Yep.
But they're hoping that they get enough traffic that they just turn the whole thing into a big old people paid site. But they're not there yet. So in the interim, you can start looking people up, and you probably find some information. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you can't find folks for the school there, is that you put together a list of people's names that you want and include like their nicknames. And because what happens is that people will start ego searching for themselves. And the whole idea is that when they type their name into a search site, it's gonna pop up that says, "Hey, Ron's looking for you."
Oh.
And then you can direct them over to the private Facebook group, that's what I would do rather than give out your contact information, because then you're going to get put on every scammer's list known to between here and Mars. Is that just link to the Facebook group, and then because it's private, they're going to have to send in a request, as you well know, and then you can decipher whether or not they're actually legit or not that way, instead of having them filled out a contact form. Because the scammers, they're going around CAPTCHAs now. I don't know if you know this, on websites, because they're actually using real people to fill out these forms, and so this way it's like, yes, it is a human who actually filled that out. It's so annoying, I can't stand it. But to somebody who is living in India, if they make $200 a month, that's a fortune.
Right.
So that's why humans are now in part of this whole mixture. So what you want to do is just start thinking a little bit, out of the box a little bit. Brothers, sisters, who you can contact, find through this site. And by the way, I am not a fan of this site. As I said, I think everybody should opt out and get yourself out of this website, familytreenow.com. And in case you need the steps, we have them free for the taking over at commando.com. Just in the search box, just type in Family Tree Now, opt out, and I'm sure it'll pop right out. And they always are a moving target, by the way. It's like, oh, you can opt out this way this week, and next month it's another way. But hey, less private information about you on the internet, the better. Hey, thanks for listening. Now, if you have a tech hiccup that you want me to solve, your path is clear. Head over to commando.com and click that email Kim link. I go through every single note. I read every single one, I promise. Now, don't be the last to know. Get the tech edge that you need in today's life. Get my free daily newsletter over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.